But today felt like the perfect day to address a theory that many people out there have been speculating on, that Meghan Markle has lied about her age. Is she actually older?
Sister Samantha Markle, who joins me live from the US. Samantha, I have to say, this was one of the most nauseating, horrible
There is a theory that's been out there for a while. It's been floating around. Royal fans are convinced Meghan Markle is lying about her age. In fact, they think she's older.
Chickens. So the whole time I was fully expecting them to bust out in like a Saturday Night Live Dusty Muffin skit. It was.
And not a surprise here because, yeah, she lies a lot about her stuff. We've caught her in so many lies. Her own sister has come forward, her family, everybody is exposing the lies that she's been telling.
Let's be honest. When it comes to Meghan Markle, there's always a twist. Divorce rumors, Netflix disasters, mystery jam jars, pick your flavor. But this time, it's juicier than marmalade. Because Meghan's half-sister Samantha just reopened her defamation lawsuit, and what she's hinting at could change everything we think we know about the Duchess.
Seductive commercial of sorts, then.
Yeah. Were you surprised, Samantha, that your sister tried to make out that she's some sort of repressed
Forget tiaras, forget tantrums. This scandal cuts down to the one thing Meghan has guarded more fiercely than the crown itself, her true age. That's right. According to Samantha, Meghan isn't 44. She might be older, much older. And the receipts? Well, they start with one dusty photograph.
And it would only make sense that she might lie about this. Would it be such a big deal? Is it true? Well, thankfully, Steph the Alternate has compiled a slideshow. Let's actually get to the truth of this issue, and it's a surprise. Here we go.
Now, Samantha Markle has never been the shy sibling. If Meghan is the polished Hollywood Duchess, Samantha is the family megaphone. She's written books, she's given interviews, she's even thrown shade that makes Twitter look polite. But in 2025, she walked back into court with a sharper blade. The claim that Meghan's official biography doesn't match reality.
Humble opinion. It's rather lofty to suggest the ability to align with issues of womanhood.
The palace says Meghan was born August 4th, 1981. Cute, neat, wrapped in royal ribbon. But Samantha says, hold up, the math doesn't add up. And honestly, once you look closer, it's hard not to squint too.
But is this true? There is a rumor she's actually older, so let's examine what's out there. This is a copy of 17 magazine, and it was published in March of 1997. In it, it mentions our Megsy is from Los Angeles and that she was 21 years old at the time of publication.
Picture this, early 2000s, Northwestern University, a salsa club meeting, because apparently even duchesses like to shake it. A bunch of students crowd together for a yearbook-style photo. Normal, right? But here's the kicker. Pull up the alumni names and suddenly things get spicy. Most of Meghan's classmates in that photo aren't 20-something sophomores. They're in their early 50s today. Translation? These folks graduated high school in the late 1980s, a whole decade before Meghan's supposed 1999 high school graduation.
Was our father. So we have to include the men when we are self-glorifying. There's got to be some acknowledgement there.
Very true.
So, unless Meghan was Benjamin buttoning her way through life, something's fishy. Either she was unusually tight with the older crowd, or the 1981 birth date isn't the gospel truth.
That would make her birth year at around 1976. However, why is it saying here she was born 5 years later in 1981? Is she 42 years old, or is she closer to 47 years old?
Here's where it gets even messier. Samantha and others have tossed out alternative birth years like confetti at a royal wedding, 1977, 1976, even 1975. That would make Meghan anywhere from 48 to 50 today. Now, we're not talking about random Twitter trolls. These whispers come from old alumni lists. scattered event programs, and classmates who claim they remember her differently.
Some key clips from the podcast, and I'll get you to review as we go. So during the chat with Serena, she appeared to suggest that ambition.
If Meghan was born in 1975, that salsa club photo makes sense. She would have been right in step with classmates who are now pushing 54. But if you go with the palace's official version, she looks like the baby of the bunch, hanging out with a pack of mature students. I don't know about you, but how many 19-year-olds do you know that ditch their peers to chill exclusively with 30-year-olds in salsa clubs? Exactly.
In a Newsweek article that looked at this very same question, it looked at what her sister, Samantha Markle, has said. Samantha has called out many of her lies. And about her age, in her book, Samantha Markle says in the diary of Princess Pushy's sister, she confirms the year of Meghan's birth is 1981, not 1976. So Meghan's own sister corroborates the official date as per Google.
Now, Meghan's defenders always point to one thing, the paperwork. Her birthday is August 4, 1981. It's right there in the Royal Archives. True, but here's the plot twist. We already know Meghan's official documents can be edited. Remember Archie's birth certificate in 2019? First, it listed her full name, Rachel Meghan. Then, poof, within weeks, it was scrubbed down to just Her Royal Highness, the Duchess of Sussex. The palace waved it off as consistency, but let's get real. When has any other royal mom had her name erased from her kid's birth certificate?
A lot of people, though, say that Samantha Markle had since revealed Meg's true age in her court documents as part of the defamation suit against her that's happening. This is false. Here you can see that Samantha is 58 years old, born in 1964. The court documents from Samantha, she confirms there is a 17-year difference in age, which would make Meghan's year of birth being 1981. So
This little stunt didn't prove her age, but it proved something else. If the palace wants to tweak the records, they can, quietly, and without leaving fingerprints. So, if a royal birth certificate can vanish details overnight, what about school files from decades ago, Hollywood casting records, early headshots? You see where I'm going? Here's what makes this tea piping hot. If Meghan was born in 1981, her timeline is squeaky clean. High school in 99, Northwestern in the early 2000s, Hollywood auditions, then Prince Harry. But if she was born in the mid-70s, suddenly there's a 4 to 6 year gap. Years missing from every glossy biography. Years she simply doesn't exist on paper.
And when you're building a brand, as Meghan has, you don't just lose years, you erase them. Imagine it. You're 30, but Hollywood only wants the fresh 24-year-olds. What do? Trim the timeline, shave off the years. Suddenly, your IMDb age matches your marketable age. And when a prince comes along, well, the palace isn't exactly rushing to blow up your fairy tale with a birth certificate audit. Have you noticed how Meghan's childhood and school photos always pop up at very convenient times? A senior year portrait when her royal bio is released? A group shot when Netflix is tanking? It's like there's a secret folder somewhere and someone's pulling out the "see, she really was 18 in 1999" card whenever public doubt flares. Sources say some of those photos came straight from alumni archives. Others were suddenly shared by classmates who had stayed quiet for years. Cute coincidence? Or a curated brand rollout? To the casual observer, it looks nostalgic. To the cynical eye, it looks like PR damage control. And that's the real tea here, whether Meghan is 44 or 50. The point isn't just the number, it's the system. Classmates who don't fit the story, records that can be edited, photos that surface only when needed, lawsuits that keep dragging whispers back into the spotlight. Individually, you could shrug it all off,
But stack them together, and you don't get coincidences. You get strategy. Meghan Markle isn't just a duchess. She's a brand. And brands survive on control. Control of the narrative, the image, even the year stamped on your birth certificate. So here's the million-dollar question. Is Meghan Markle older than she says? Or is this just Samantha Markle stirring the pot again? Honestly, the truth may never leave the palace vault. But one thing is crystal clear. With Meghan, the story is always polished, always curated, and always just a little too perfect. But what do you think? Is this the ultimate royal cover-up or just another round of Family Feud drama? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that subscribe button, and stick around, because when it comes to Meghan Markle, the tea never stops pouring.